Raila Odinga has launched a legal challenge against the outcomes of the recent Kenyan presidential elections. His rival, William Ruto, won with just over 50% of votes. For more on this, let's speak to Kenyan journalist Annette Wambulwa. Annette, a very good afternoon to you. Tell us more about what's in this petition from Odinga.
Good afternoon. So Mr. Odinga and the Azimio team have this afternoon filed a formal petition before the Supreme Court of Kenya. And basically, so far, they have filed, I think, 45 minutes ago. So we are still going through to try and see the grounds. But one of the grounds, they are saying that the chair of the IEBC, the Electoral Commission, basically erred in law by declaring the results without the four other commissioners. So to them, they are saying the results are null and void. They also bring up the issue of when the results were announced, 27 constituencies had not been tallied according to them. So that will be countered by IEBC in their response on Friday. So they have filed today. IEBC and William Ruto have until Friday to file their response to the petition. It was quite huge. The evidence has come in a lorry. So there are 39 boxes of evidence that Raila Odinga has brought to court. So it's quite a big case, I must say.
So 39 boxes then of what Odinga hopes is paperwork that will prove that, in fact, this election was interfered with, or at the very least stolen from him. Has there been any further reaction from William Ruto a week on since this fallout?
Correct. Those are his evidence. He's saying those are the evidence they'll try to prove to court that these elections were not, they were illegal. There was a lot of irregularities. There was rigging, and basically he was rigged his win. So President-elect William Ruto was in church yesterday, just like Raila Odinga also. He just basically, both of them were saying, let the court decide. We have our evidence, and them they're saying we will prove that we won. So we are waiting until Tuesday next week when the court starts. That's now when people will start now. The case will now be prosecuted in the public so people to know the evidence that is on record.
And you talk about people, or is the general Kenyan population worried at all that this outcome, if indeed the court overturns the elections, results at least, that'll lead to further instability in the country in the interim? I
wouldn't say people are worried, because even the elections, there was a bit of worry, there was a bit of anxiety of what would happen, but it was smooth, even though William Ruto was declared president-elect. There are few instances, very few, and it lasted less than an hour. People went back to their normal businesses. And there's that point of fatigue. People are tired, because you can imagine we waited for 7 days, close to 7 days, I think 6 days, for the results to be announced. So there was fatigue. So right now people are just anticipating, they are hoping, because the court can either say there will be a rerun, the court can say verify and declare the winner, or it can uphold. So whichever way, Kenyans are just eagerly waiting to see what the Supreme Court says.
And just on that, the sense of frustration of people being tired of this back and forth, Annette, let's speak about the issues that Kenyans want addressed more immediately, the bread and butter issues, the economy, right top of that list.
Yes, I agree. Even as we were going to the election, a bell, like a packet of flour, maize flour, that is the basic commodity in all households. 90% of households in Kenya had really skyrocketed to around, I would say, $2, and which is from around $1. It was really high, and the government had put a subsidy, but during the election the subsidy was removed. So people are really saying, we need to go back to how things were. We need to go back. And if there's a new president, so that he can implement and bring the cost of living down, because the cost of living has really skyrocketed in the past few months.
Annette Wambulwa, pleasure to speak to you. Annette speaking to us from Kenya, where she is a journalist. Raila Odinga has now made his submission with the country's court, challenging the outcome of the elections last week. We'll have